You know the old saying, never underestimate the heart of a champion. Never underestimate Scott Dixon should be the quote in IndyCar. Hello guys and welcome here to SCN. I'm Brian here once again. Hope you guys enjoyed your wonderful weekend here. Of course, we had the IndyCar Championship this past weekend, but before we dive into that, I would like to extend a personal thank you. I'm not one to brag about viewers, and I know a lot of people say 119 views, nothing to get proud about. Nothing to get huge or to, make a huge deal about. But I'm gonna make a little bit of a big deal here. Just a little bit. So I want to thank you all. So our video about Scott McLaughlin over the weekend received 119 views. It's the most viewed video on our SCN channel. So I want to thank you for viewing it if you have. And of course, if you liked it, I beg you, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel. We will have some more videos coming out very soon. And I'm sure you will want to hear and see those. So please be sure to subscribe. Your support means the world to me as I kind of pursue something that I enjoy talking about, which is the world of sports. So thank you once again. I don't usually pour too much energy into this channel, but it's good to know that you guys like my videos and that you are watching them, and I hope we can continue doing that. So we will have some announcements coming soon for this channel. I can't tell you when, but I will tell you soon. Hopefully we'll have something organized on here. Maybe something in the future, maybe 2021, maybe December. So please keep your eyes and ears peeled to this channel and our social media feeds, so you know the latest of what happens here on SCN. Let's dive into it now. Scott Dixon is now a 6-time NTT IndyCar champion. Of course, that has him as the most all-time, to my knowledge, and the most of all the active drivers, clearly. And you gotta admit, he is just the undisputed GOAT. So we're gonna talk a little bit about Dixon here. Again, can you put him in the GOAT discussion? I'd say yes. I mean, I don't hesitate much when I say yes. He is the GOAT of IndyCar racing. You can tell me, well, look, there's Mario Andretti. And 100%, the Andrettis deserve all the respect, all the laud, all the honors that they deserve. They deserve it all because they are just racing royalty in general. They deserve every bit of respect. I'm not saying it to knock the Andrettis. I'm saying it because I think, again, Scott Dixon's numbers speak for themselves. The only thing he's not number one in right now is the all-time wins list. And on top of it, yeah, he could win another Indy 500. Maybe there's a chance at that down the road. He could have won this one if it wasn't for the late race caution. Again, but championship-wise, winning-wise, he's just not phased. And I think if you don't put him in the GOAT category, again, maybe you and I aren't watching the same thing. You can love him, you can hate him. I don't know anybody that hates Scott Dixon, but if you don't like him, man, you've at least got to respect what he's accomplished in his career. Now, again, you got to at least respect him as the GOAT. Again, I'm not a Scott Dixon fan. Okay, but that doesn't mean I'm telling you, I've always liked Scott Dixon, though. I've met him at Pocono. He is by far a champion on the track, and he's a champion off the track. He's a fantastic person to be around, and I'm sure the drivers feel just mutually about it. Look at how much respect people have for him in the garage. You don't see anybody going up to him in fisted rage, being like, what the hell, to him. These guys all look up to him. He is, again, whether you like him, whether you hate him, you have to respect him. There is no doubt about it. You have to respect the GOAT of IndyCar. If that championship didn't do it for you, I don't know what will to convince you that he is the GOAT. Maybe his Indy 500 resume is not the best, but he's still the GOAT. Now, can I put him in racing royalty? Here's where I hesitate. To put him on the same pedestal as the Andrettis and everything they've accomplished across all of motorsports, I don't think you can necessarily do that. I think what Dixon has done has made him the GOAT of IndyCar. And I don't usually like to compare different classes of drivers, but he's earned that respect there. I'd say if you're looking at IndyCar, he's IndyCar royalty. Motorsports loyalty, I don't know. That's for you to decide. I'm not going to knock him and say that he doesn't deserve to be in that category, but I would say, again, based on IndyCar, he is for sure the IndyCar GOAT. He is an IndyCar royalty. He is going to be a household, he has been a household name. And whenever he decides he's done racing, he will have, I don't think, the same amount of respect as the Andrettis, especially Mario, but he will certainly be one of the most respected figures in all of IndyCar, if not the second most compared to Mario. Maybe third to AJ Foyt. We'll see, but he is definitely on that list as far as some of the greatest. Again, he's not up top the all-time wins list. He's in third. He's still got time to get to number one, and I don't doubt he can do that. He is the Iceman. He is Scott Dixon, and he's got many, many years ahead of him. I mean, yeah, I think he's in his 40s, but he's still got years ahead of him. I'm sure, again, Chip Ganassi won't let him go. It's going to be on Scott Dixon's terms to leave IndyCar, and I don't think, again, no one is going to leave in this good a position, but if he were to say today, I'm not coming back in 2021, I've done everything, again, I think you got to give him the respect he deserves as the GOAT. Now, does he have more to prove? Yes, the Indy 500 resume is not that great. At least wins-wise, he's not that good on there. But for sure, I would say you got to respect him and everything he's accomplished. Yeah, he's only got one Indy 500 back in 2008. He's finished second a handful of times. He's finished third once. Again, he could have a better Indy 500 record, but again, I mean, that's about, to me, other than the wins list and the Indy 500, he's got nothing more to prove. He really doesn't. But he's not, I don't think he should retire. I'm not saying he should. But I'm saying if he were to retire, he would still be solidified as one of the greatest. Now, he goes out there, again, I don't think he's going to get to 4 Indy 500s. That's a very hard thing to accomplish. Very hard, especially in this stage of his career. It's a tall order. He'd have to win multiple back-to-back-to-back to make it happen. And I just don't think he has that kind of time. I think this series is just so competitive. And Indy is just one of those tracks where anything can happen. So I don't think I can say that he's going to get to that point. Up top the all-time wins list, I could see that happening. I could very well see that happening. But again, he's going to have to win a lot of races going forward. And there is races where, like there's 17 races in a year. He'd have to win a lot to make that happen. So, but again, I think he's got 2 things to prove. That's about it. He's got 2 things to prove. Alright, now on to Josef Newgarden. He was close, but no cigar. He won the race. He did everything he could do in that situation. And it just wasn't enough. And look, it happens. And Josef Newgarden, he's 29 years old. He's going to be 30 at the end of the year. I'm just looking ahead at it. He's got, for sure, 10, 15 years left. If Penske will allow him to run that long. And he's always going to have a seat at Penske. And the fact that he's won 2 championships before the age of 30 tells me he's going to be something special in the future. Will he be one of the greatest ever? I think that's too soon to tell. But I think for sure he's going to win more championships. He's going to be one of the best in this era. I don't want to say the GOAT because anything can happen. It's IndyCar. But I would say for sure he's definitely one of the best to race. 18 career wins, 35 podiums, 11 poles. He knows how to drive. And I'm telling you again, he's 29 years old. He's going to start the season next year. He's going to be 30 years old. He's still got many years ahead of him. He's going to be good. So I don't think he can hang his head on this. He knows. I will say, though, him and Scott Dixon, I don't even think... I think there's a little bit of competition, but those 2 are the class of the field in IndyCar. Whether you want to believe it or not, those 2 are at the top tier. They are the class of the series because of just how good they are, how consistent they are. Their resumes just are enough to prove that those 2 are at the top. And let me tell you, Newgarden will be one of the best. Probably, I think he could be one of the best to ever race in the series when this is all said and done. He'll be entering his 10th IndyCar season too. So that's another reason I can say he will be one of the best to ever race in the series. Possibly one day. He's been in the series a while. So, anyway, let's move on here. Let's kind of just go over what I think could happen in 2021. I haven't heard any Foyt announcements, so maybe AJ Foyt goes down to 1 car next year. That's a possibility, and I could see it, honestly. We know Jimmy Johnson's going to run the road courses. He's already announced that Honda will back his efforts. Only 2 drivers are announced over at Andretti. I could see if DHL returns, Ryan Hunter-Reay will be back. Andretti, will they keep Hinch? I think it'd be smart to keep Hinch. I think, he's proven he can win races. He's a talented driver. I think he would be good in that Andretti mix. Who will drive the 10 car? Who knows? And, I think maybe could they move Marcus Ericsson to the 10? Or is that car officially Jimmy's? Who knows? Then my final big question is, will Elio and Kanaan be back? Ooh. I could see Elio being, again, I've said a while back, Elio is the top free agent in all of IndyCar right now, whether you agree or disagree. Again, Elio is also like one of the classes of the field. He doesn't have a championship to prove it, but he's got 3 Indy 500s. He's going to be racing royalty at the end of this, or at least IndyCar royalty at the end of this. But I think he'll be back. I don't know what capacity those two will be back in. Ideally, I think Kanaan would be great if he reunited with Chip Ganassi Racing for a year. I know he said this was his last lap, but Tony Kanaan will not. I can't see him leaving without giving his proper goodbye to IndyCar fans. I can't see it. He's a guy who's been always about the fans, and he loves his fans, and I've always been a fan of Tony Kanaan. Again, I would love to see him come back. I just don't know. Will anyone give him the opportunity? And I hope someone would for the ovals. And again, I say Chip Ganassi Racing would be ideal, because they have Jimmy Johnson right now in their stable. He's officially going to be racing next year. He's got Carvana to back him. You put Kanaan in the 48, the other races on the ovals, you give him a chance to win. And I think that's what Kanaan needs. I mean, he's driven he's had ups and downs over at AJ Foyt. He definitely has had his ups and downs. And, if it's a question of sponsorship, I think his longtime partners would come back to a system. 7-Eleven, Big Machine Vodka. I think those two sponsors would step up and say, hey, we'll help you. We know you want to go out on top with the fans by your side. Let's make it happen. Let's hope in 2021 a pandemic does not continue to where you won't be able to interact with the fans that you've come to know and love over a 20-something year career. So, again, I could see that happening. Elio, again, I still think he's the top free agent. He will be back. I don't know where he will be. He could very well stay in IMSA and run part-time. The other option, obviously both of them could have the option of the Meyer-Shank ride in IndyCar, because we know Jack Harvey will likely be back. Is that confirmed? It doesn't look like it. Oh yes, it is confirmed. But we know Meyer-Shank wants to add a second car. It's rumored that they want to add a second car part-time, and that would be good for Elio or TK. But again, running part-time in IndyCar is so difficult because it's a short schedule. I think the short schedule is what makes it the most difficult to get, to build chemistry with your engineers, to build chemistry with your strategist, to get acclimated to the car. I think those 3 things right there make it so hard to run part-time in IndyCar. So at the end of the day, we will see. We will see what happens. And I hope that, again, maybe, I just hope we'll see Tony Kanaan and Elio back, because those two for sure, big fan base in IndyCar, and those guys deserve a chance, especially TK. He deserves a chance to go out with the fans at the end of the 2021 season, not like this year where the pandemic kind of ruined everything for him. We want to thank you for watching. Be sure to like or dislike. Let's make this video very well viewed like the other one. But hey, thank you guys again for that. I want to tell you, please subscribe as well and follow us on social media. And again, we should have some announcements real soon on this channel, but otherwise we'll be back if we have any other news that we think is worthy to talk about here on SCN. Until then, goodbye everyone.